situation where you've got a late check for deposit on a deal. Let's say you're representing the seller and you've asked the buyer's realtor to deliver a check so that you can have it deposited in your brokerage trust account within the required 72-hour deadline. Well, sometimes it doesn't really work out that way. People don't bring the check in time. The 3 days go by, and let's say in this case that it's day 4 and finally the check shows up. But in the interim, the buyer has done some due diligence or looked at some of his conditions, and he tells his realtor that, look, I'm not going to be removing the conditions on this home. Let the seller know. But you just received the check from the buyer's realtor. You know, the question that remains at that point is, do you deposit the check? Well, from a brokerage standpoint, clearly RECA says we must deposit the check. There's a covenant under the Trust Act that requires us to deposit the check. But it can be circumvented simply by talking to your seller and getting his instructions. So if he says, look, the guy's not going to remove his condition, there's no point in moving forward with this, have him give us a non-removal of condition form, and don't bother depositing your check. But you would need that instruction in writing. And if you don't have that instruction, then even though that check is late, and even though the conditions aren't going to be removed, the check will have to be deposited. So keep an eye on it. It probably happens all the time. And if you don't deposit that check, there's some serious issues with regards to how RECA would look at those circumstances. Once again, make our team your team.